Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to our Dungeons & Dragons campaign, Whispers of Hope. I am Dungeon Master Zom, and yeah, welcome back. I'm tired, so my brain's not on. Great. Anyways, yeah, we'll just, I got nothing going on today, so get into
drink an
intros
energy
and
drink.
I thought about it, but whatever. Oh well. Anyways, do our intros as usual and go from there. So go ahead to Vivra.
Hello, I am Rhettaliate, aka Novaretta, aka Vivra, the Twili druid.
Oh,
I'm Jaxi. I played Demira, the weapon spirit.
go. 3.
I am Sky / CeruleanxIris, and I play Akari.
4.
I'm AlistairForgall, and I play Velkorin.
Lumi.
I'm NibiNekomata, and I play Lumi, the Rito bard.
And again, I'm Zom, the Dungeon Master. I'm not important, as usual, every time.
That is objectively not true.
Head. Alright, I'll do the fast thing so I don't forget. We're in number 4. Means Alistair gets the inspiration for today. Again. You've gotten like 3 times in a row, I think.
Well, one of those times it was a for all, so.
Right.
Clearly he needs it.
Also, I have cough drops inside my dice bag, and that's a mood.
I got it last time.
Cough drop. I
had
have
to use it.
cough drops off to my side right now.
That sounds like a risky gamble. Sounds like something Jaxi would do. Right. Anyways, brief recap of what happened last time would be mostly the first 2 weeks were spent for the party, just getting their preparations and chance to relax before they head off to the coronation. Velkorin and Demira got back from their secret mission early on, where Velkorin unfortunately was injured pretty heavily and has been nursing that for the most part. Everybody else kind of been doing their own thing for the most part. I know Akari's been mostly focusing on essentially playing hide and seek with the kids, which kind of in her own way is testing her stealth and such. See if the training montage essentially is what's been going on for the most part.
Yep. I've been training.
But yeah.
Oh, talked to Lumi. Got calm emotioned into setting up evening play sessions.
Yes. Lumi learned a new song, as the bard is required to know song.
Learned a song.
I don't know where I'm
with
going with this.
use.
I'm very tired.
Do you need us to help do review? We could each say stuff. I don't know.
That's the bulk of what
Yeah, it's downtime. We're
Downtime for the
speeding
most
through
part.
it.
Yep, for the most part, just speeding through it. So we will be up to, we got 2 more weeks of stuff that will go on. Oh, I guess we do have one slight announcement. We have a Head of Soul session with Vivra that will be taking place for the 4th week. So that'll be uploaded after today's session, so they'll know what goes on there. But other than that, you'll have to watch and find out what happens. That's all I'm saying, because I'm not going to spoil it, obviously.
Dun dun dun.
But yeah. Our session will start off today with that 3rd week. So, anybody has any specific thing they would like to do for the 3rd week? Whoever wants to go first can go first.
Review first, or just jump in? Because I can do a quick, just say what Vivra's basically doing each day throughout the week, because it's basically the same. She's been coerced more or less into a very specific routine for every day of the third week,
Yeah.
which is basically get up early, do her morning runs in wolf form, train with Okoku and Velkorin sometimes whenever he's available, and I think the only time she has any sort of free time now is a little bit in the early afternoon before going to Lumi to practice. And then in the evening, she goes to a spot by the forest and meditates for a while. That's her daily stuff. That's her overview.
I guess everybody can do their overview of what they've been doing for the last 2 weeks.
A few
3.
things, so I can go after the others.
Well, then Akari.
Well, Kari's routine has been pretty static. Just kind of wake up, spend the day running around doing the heist with Koris, trying to be more social around town and talking to people, and then ending the day usually with the hanging out with Lumi and getting to know her more still. Although at some point, she will probably bring out that note she found and ask Lumi if she by chance ever came across the language or happened to know anybody who knows it.
While Lumi doesn't recognize that, she does have comprehend languages. So she can take the time to ritual cast that for Akari to translate that note.
Knowing that, Akari would definitely accept it, and whenever a good time is for it, she'll come to Lumi for it.
I'll send you the translated side. You guys want to do that?
Do you want to go in and do it right now?
Yeah, I'm down to do it right now.
Ari have come by during the time that Vivra and Lumi are playing music, or does Akari more or less wait for a moment to just approach a Lumi when they're on their own?
Girl.
Oh no.
Depends when the girls' night, as it was called, usually land in the day. Would it be before Vibra and Lumi meet up?
Well, Vivra spends her evenings meditating by the forest, so her time with Lumi is generally early afternoon.
Okay, it'll probably be after that then.
Okay. I wanted to know if Vivra would be privy to this information.
Vivra gets to avoid awkward social encounter round 2.
What? I don't
Vivra,
know what you're
avoiding
talking about. I'm
social
not...
conflict? What?
What?
No.
When have
She's
I
a social
ever...
butterfly. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Hard
just
group,
watch the
social.
last episode.
That Akari has asked Lumi to translate the letter for them. We'll find that and you, Sky, so that you can read it on screen.
I have it ready so I can send it to both of them, since technically Lumi would also be able to read it.
I got.
Yeah, Lumi
Yeah.
has to touch the page and then it takes her a minute to read the text.
Yeah, then she'll probably tell Akari it, I would imagine, with it, right?
Yeah,
So
do you want me to
whoever
read
wants
it
to read it out loud, go ahead.
Yeah, if
If
you're
you want
okay with it. If you want to, of course.
I can read it out loud. Akari, the radiant full moon can guide the stars through the darkest night when the light of the sun dies. Whither?
Cute.
Akari takes a moment as she hears the note, takes it gently in, says, "Thank you. It means a lot to me," as she keeps the note and puts the note in a spot to keep with her.
Would you like me to write that down in common as well? Or do you think that you'll remember what it says?
She gives a smile. "I think I'll remember your words from it and know what you told me from it."
I'm glad. Was this person a friend of yours?
Yes, she was. Possibly one of the first. However, she's gone now.
Lumi tilts her head slightly and kind of looks at Akari. She doesn't know if this is a gone as in left the party or gone as in passed away, and she's afraid to ask.
She went to get milk.
She still hasn't come back from the store.
Who are you guys talking about?
Akari probably notices the confused emotion and it's kind of mentions like she's gone, but will always be in the memories. She says ironically.
I'm sorry for your loss then. That's a very important letter that you have there.
Very important, just like this mask I have, she says, showing the mask as well.
And I guess as a note for you, Lumi, you have never seen that language ever. Which is surprising considering you are a merchant and have probably seen many different languages, even if you have the spell for reading everything.
Just because I can understand it doesn't mean that I know what the language is. This is just one that I've never seen before. It's fine. Nothing is weird about this, guys.
Okay.
It happens. It
Because
happens.
I don't know how to read doesn't mean I can't read it.
Just because I don't know what it is doesn't mean I can't read it, you know? Magic.
Magic.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Magic. I ain't gotta explain shit.
Where's my
Here's
picture
my
of
permit.
Link going, man?
Oh. I think it showed up not long ago, actually.
And also, I think that Lumi probably wouldn't have said wither in the case of what I have been informed of, because that's literally garnet. So she probably would have said garnet instead of wither.
Ah, okay. Yeah, if that information was passed on and that's how it would translate into common, then yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, because I get to understand literal meaning. So.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, Kari's like, who the heck is Garnet?
Nah. Nah, no worries. Because Akari's time with the one leader and their discussions that they had off screen, she knows what it means. She knows.
What?
Interesting.
She got
What?
along with the bird people.
What language is this in? Do you happen to know, Akari? I've never come across it.
Akari thinks for a moment, thinking back to her time in that one village, without kind of spelling out that village itself, because she says she wouldn't talk about or reveal them. She'll say, if I remember correctly, it's called Garo. It's a lost language that's not really around anymore.
Ah, so like Latin. That is not an in-character sentence.
Mm,
Oh shit, what fell?
sounded like dice.
That's what I was gonna say.
Definitely did.
Can confirm it's just Latin. The note is written in
Like
Latin.
I was my dice tray.
No.
What is this alphabet? I've never seen it before, even though it's literally the like Roman alphabet still. Can't quite grasp it.
Never seen it.
Lumi, if you want, you can roll a history check. You're probably not going to succeed on it, but if you want to.
Natural 20, go.
Look, just for funsies, I will roll it.
Yeah.
I was giving you the chance.
Long distance guidance.
That's not how it works.
Demira's been here the whole time.
It's a touch spell, but I'm touching your heart.
Oh,
Be careful, they're gonna take it,
Yeah,
turn you
I
to a
rolled
nobody.
a 4. So
yeah.
I got
Oh,
nothing.
well,
Definitely not.
Makes sense, though.
You have never heard of that language before.
well, I guess
Return
real
to
pretty.
darkness.
It's a shame that it's a dead language because it's absolutely gorgeous. The script is quite lovely. Whoever wrote that, they had very fine penmanship.
Akari lets out a small laugh. That's true, even though I can't understand it. I do like the way it's written.
Untranslated version.
I have it somewhere.
That was Lumi. I don't think she.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
thought Mo percent for some reason.
Sky's
Just
like, don't worry
so
about
you
it.
can
You don't
see
gotta
it.
send nothing.
Yeah, so it definitely is not a language you recognize at all. Right?
Before it ends, Akari will try to perk up because he probably doesn't want to stay in the low move, and then share with Lumi one of the butterscotch dogs. It doesn't say how many I have, so I'm gonna have these ready
An
all the time.
infinite
I
amount.
think you had.
Exactly.
I think it was.
They're a
10.
wondrous item. I just have infinite.
I think it was 10.
I'll see 10 here.
I don't
didn't
see it.
specify when I made them, and Zalm probably didn't specify either.
It is a wondrous item. She shares another butterscotch dogs with Lumi if she wants one.
Roll a
little
d20.
One per long rest.
Lumi gladly accepts one of the little treats from Akari with a thank you.
Akari smiles and says, "You're welcome." Pros.
Of course, this BRB when I was about to be like, all right, well, Car, what are you doing?
I can
Oh.
tell when it's on.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Well,
Demira
Assuming the other
has-
two are done.
I mean, Lumi hasn't said their overview yet.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
do
yeah,
Lumi
yeah, if you
real
want to.
quick if you want me to.
Go for it.
Lumi has a very consistent schedule. She gets up in the morning, she does her work for the coronation, and then she takes her break, spends the early afternoon doing music with Vivra, and then into the evening she spends time with Demira and Akari.
Strict schedules.
Demira isn't there every time, depending on if there's other work to be done, but she's there most of the time.
What about you, Demir? What have you been doing for most of your downtime?
So, since Demira was given that book on flowers for herbalism and stuff and was reading it, it had asked most of the party what their favorite flowers were, and recently discovered that it had a talent for herbalism that it didn't know about. So it continues reading that herbalism book on flowers, and one day Demira will put on Velkorin's cloak before, like, after going to training early in the morning and coming back. Demira will put on Velkorin's cloak and then cast Disguise Self over top of that. And so Demira now looks disguised as like a young man with kind of shaggy black hair and a like narrow eyes, kind of grumpy expression. Regular clothes. Yes, my cat was in the background, sorry. um,
The dice for cat.
And Demira will head over to Lumi's little treehouse and knock on the door. And assuming it's open as usual, Lumi, you see a young man peek in to your room.
Hello, can I assist you, sir?
Lumi. Just Demira's voice comes out.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Lumi looks completely stunned for about 2 seconds, and then her expression goes back to her normal smile. Ah, Demira, that is an interesting trick you have there. How can I help you today?
I meant to ask you, do you have a favorite flower?
Oh, yes, it's wisteria, actually. What's yours?
Oh. I don't know mine yet. Demira starts flipping through the book to W's and nods kind of at itself and at the book. Thank you. I have to go. And Demira leaves. Dude Mira. And Demira's going to spend most of this evening searching for flowers. Some in particular, but also just any that she can use for herbalism. But specifically, if she can find any, she wants to find like everyone's favorites, which were, I believe, Saflina's Silent Princess. She already has a Silent Princess for Vivra, though. The wisteria and purple flowers that smell nice. So possibly the amaranth, swift violets, foxfoot, heaven scent, lilac, etc. So you can let me know if I can find any flowers or not, if you want me to roll or not.
yeah. Go ahead, roll for a survival.
I can guide myself, right? Or no?
It's not nature?
Your survival.
Because she's not
Probably out
surviving.
here.
I mean, she's gotta not get lost, so.
Collected flowers, man.
I
Who knew
mean,
that it was life threatening?
My survival is +2, my nature's +0.
Oh.
So
Do
if
it.
you say
Okay, you
survival,
can
I'm
roll
fine
one
with
or the
it,
other.
but nature makes more sense.
Oh no.
One or the other. Either one.
Okay, I'll go with survival then. And you said I am allowed to guide myself? Okay. Oh.
Oh.
It's a natural 1
Oh.
+2. But I don't think that counts, because it's a natural 1.
You find trees.
Maybe after several hours I can roll again
No,
or try again the next day.
You look up and you're like, these could be trees.
And that's my survival skill, so I'm now lost.
Oh no! Oh no, I should have got nature.
I'll say.
Oh,
you
but
roll that one, so.
if possible,
Could I have found her like starting
No,
to get
no,
lost or
no.
something?
You're
Let's see.
doing your own thing already.
I know, but
do...
she meditates near the forest. I think it'd be
The
nice.
forest is huge.
At some point.
I don't know.
At some
Roll a
point.
luck check.
May I was going to say, I have the Great Deku Tree's blessing, and I was planning on asking the Koroks for help finding flowers later on, but could I do that now? Maybe ask fairies and Koroks and Kokiri and Deku Scrubs around, like, to help me find some flowers, and then maybe I could do the help action to roll again.
Say, because you got the natural one.
Yeah.
At some point, you were very dead set on finding the specific flowers that your friends
Tunnel vision.
said, so you were very heavily tunnel visioned, and then
Oh my goodness.
just kind of had a moment, and then looked up and went, "Oh, where am I?
I am technically not lost.
You are
because
not
of the
lost,
blessing,
yes, because of the blessing, but you're like,
but not doing well.
oh.
You're a little
And
turned around.
Yeah.
at some point, the forest guardian finds you and is kind of confused on why you're so deep in the forest alone. And he speaks up to you and is like, do you need help?
Yes.
What is it you are looking for?
Demira flips through the book and starts pointing out some of the specific flowers that it's looking for. I'm looking for really anything useful, but if you know of any of these in the area, I would like to find those specifically.
You roll a d20 for me.
No modifier?
Tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what I got.
Okay.
A 2.
A 2.
Oh no, you guys talked about Wither and now her luck
Oh,
is haunting me
no.
again.
She did. All right. Well, luckily the forest guardian has a plus 14,
Oh,
Yeah.
so that was still a 16.
At least you didn't get a nat 1.
Oh, it was still a 16.
My disguise lasts for an hour, so am I still disguised right now
Oh,
when
no.
he finds me?
I mean, you were, but he could sense that you
Yeah.
were. So
Obviously,
he kind of
I'm the
just was
only
like,
other
this is a
around."
thing, but whatever. Ignored it. Rolled a 2. Are you gonna roll a 3 next?
Yeah,
Don't
probably.
say
You're
that.
gonna guide. Are you gonna guide the force
Yes,
here
I
too?
will guide if he's rolling, then yes, I'll guide. I rolled a 7, just not for a real roll, but just to let you know, it's still below 10.
Oh,
Hey, you're working your way up. But
Yeah,
the
gotta
problem
get them
is,
out.
since you rolled that out of character, you're never getting above that.
exactly.
I gotta pick a new d20 to use.
Give that one a break.
All right. He rolled a 16 technically because that's what you rolled. Rolled for that. Which is ironic, because he has
Oh.
expertise in both of those things.
He's just so distracted by how badly
Yeah.
I'm doing that it
Yeah.
got to him.
Yeah. Well, also you were specific, so we'll say that it just maybe was a struggle for you guys to find
Mhm.
those specific flowers. 16 is not terrible. Oh,
No, that's good. It's above a 50.
which probably would not find any Siflian. They're mostly in desert and hot. We would not likely be able to find them here. What were the other ones you were looking for?
Oh, the wisterias and purple flowers that smell nice. Which is, I have some examples of those, which would be the amaranth, the swift violets, foxfoot, heaven scent, lilac. Also, the wisterias are also purple and smell nice.
They just know which purple flower you mean. And so you did find one muddle bud.
No,
You-
Demira was pointing it out in the book.
Oh,
though.
and you're pointing on the
So
I
you
didn't
do
hear
know.
that part. I didn't hear that part. I'm telling you what you
All
found.
flowers that she listed?
Zom's like, okay, I'll give you none of those.
I'm giving you none of those because I want to give you one of these. So you found he found a muddle bud, which will say he confused one of the flowers you were looking for with that.
Demira smells it to see if it smells nice because that was one of the main factors.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Called a
Oh.
muddle bud. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
if you're smelling it,
Oh, man.
you need to do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I was
Okay.
worried about that.
Did the herbalism guide warn me about this?
Did you read about a muddle bud?
Yeah, it's one of the flowers in the book.
It's one.
Yeah, but you still went, I'm going to smell this.
Well, I didn't know smelling it. You said we had to cook them.
No?
Hey, guess what
that
I got?
one.
Guess what I got? Guess
What?
what I got?
Yes,
A
3.
1.
Oh, honey. All right, roll a d10 for me.
I was like, this won't
Oh.
take long. I've just got a couple things to do real fast, and then it's like, no, nope, you're lost in the forest forever.
I
Can't
have
roll
now
above a
inhaled a
5.
mysterious flower.
That's a 4.
Or
You did say
you
not
got
above a
one-
5.
You got one of the the non-destroy you ones.
Oh
This is
no.
Oh, great!
the
I'm
creature,
alive.
the creature doesn't move or take any actions this turn. So you just like smell it and you're like
Spaces out for a minute.
spaces out for
Oh
a couple
no,
seconds.
she got high.
And then you shake
I'm
it
a
off.
construct, can I?
You are a humanoid construct.
Yeah.
Not
This one
entirely fully.
has
Not like a Warforged.
you weren't
Not
expecting
spirit drunk.
it is a flower that has a very powerful odor that disorients and confuses. And that's what caught you off guard. You're like, oh, that was not what I was expecting, which is what just completely messed your head up for a second.
After a prolonged silence and slightly wobbling, Demira is like, well, this isn't exactly what I was looking for. It doesn't... You can't really smell it, I guess.
Alright, keep moving on. He moves on to the next thing.
Demira will have like a little basket or something to put them all in. It'll still be useful.
You find a small bundle of the lilac.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not being like, oh, you find these flowers in the mountains. And I go, oh, wait,
You
oops.
find the legendary frost flower.
Oh my
Frost.
goodness.
We'll say you do find one wisteria. So you find another bundle of silent princesses as well.
Okay.
Probably the one that when he made a path of them. Maybe.
Yeah, those ones aren't too hard to find with him around.
No,
Yeah.
he could just take them off his head if you wanted them.
Yeah. But it's good to have extras of stuff that I can use for functional things. Okay. Is that all of them?
Walks into his home and finds his floor covered in random flowers.
After you guys have spent a few hours in the forest looking for your flowers, you've exhausted your means of finding the flowers, at least for today.
Okay.
Like,
if
we should
possible,
probably get
Demira will continue looking for flowers a few days that week. But also, since the forest guardian is here anyways, I think she'll just spend a bit of time with them and ask a few questions about some of the flowers in the book that aren't from this area. Demira points out the Sundelion and asks if the forest guardian has any idea if they grow nearby, or if there's any mountains nearby that they might grow on.
Looks at it for a moment and you can see that he's thinking in his head. He's like, I definitely recognize that. Where did... Oh, one that doesn't... That's a 12, I'll take. The one stat that is a +1 for him. After a minute, he kind of thinks about it and is like, oh, right, no, I did see those first. They're very rare, but I remember in the Deku Mountains, which are a bit ways to the north here, seem to be up there. I don't know how many you're going to find. They're still pretty rare. But that is where I saw a few. It's been a while since I've been up.
It says here that it helps treat gloom sickness. What is gloom?
Ooh, that's... He thinks again for a moment, and
Demira can also, and also guidance on all of these. But Demira will also show the page in case it helps with more information.
reads a few things, and he's like, takes a minute, but I'll say he puts together that this is something that the Deku Tree was talking about a long time ago. Seems it was something that was involved with the demon. Hasn't really been seen for well over 100 years at this point. The last time he was here.
Like,
Something that people have to worry about much lately.
is that related to what the Deku Tree said to us about corruption that hasn't been seen since the Demon King?
Possible that might have been what he meant, but wouldn't make sense what the puddles were, especially the way they affected me.
I see. Demira is just kind of lost in thought reading the book, and eventually she'll just spend the rest of the day out there in the forest probably, and eventually just kind of falls asleep on the forest guardian.
This is my favorite couple.
Allows to. He's not, doesn't have any problems. I'll say at some point while you were reading at some point, and he's kind of sitting by you before you fall asleep. He asked you, how is your bond with your party member?
How so?
Do you feel a particular strong bond between any of them?
Well, I only met them recently, but I would do anything to protect them.
This is a bit more than just protect them, but it would be something to keep in the back of your head. Weapon spirits like us, the more we are bonded with individuals, the more we can protect them through, I don't really know how to describe it. It's similar like magic. But once you are adequately bonded, have a very strong bond with a person, you can kind of take their pain as your own. Be something to keep in mind if that is your goal, right? Protect them. The stronger bond will help you accomplish.
Demira nods thoughtfully, and then that would be around the point probably that she falls asleep, partly still because of the muddle bud incident. Like,
I'll say you
and
you have
takes
one
a
muddle,
nap.
but didn't wait that.
Yeah. But then also later on in the week, Demira will go around to all of the party members and just ask everyone about like what kind of magic spells they know to try to get a better understanding of what they can do and strategize better for combat. So if you guys are okay, like above table, if you guys are okay just with me knowing what spells you have, then we'll just say that you told her. If you want to keep any spells secret from me, you can choose to do so. But this is just so that like I can have Demira strategize better in combat and stuff and with my spell storing ring without metagaming.
lot of spells. So
You don't have to
know.
list them right now,
I
but
don't
just
think. Yeah.
just let me know if you tell Demira all of your spells or not.
I don't think she'd say all of the spells, so we can either get into specifics off screen because
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it'll take me way too long to go through all these.
Yeah,
Or-
you
or
can
we
send me a
can
list
just-
after.
Homework.
Yeah, you got homework.
Oh,
Here's
And I
time
can
to just
do it
write down all the
myself.
spells that you were able to give to this person and send it to them by the end of the day.
If anyone else would like to withhold information, let me know.
The only beneficial one you would get is disguise self.
You also have another one that I want
Nope.
because you have the mantle of teleport or dimension door, which
Yeah.
I can technically borrow. Not the mantle, but you can cast it into the ring, and I might need that later. If you're okay with telling Demira about it. She has seen you use dimension door before, but doesn't know how.
Nope.
my gosh.
There's in Dimension Door on Lumi.
So he's not telling her about that one? He's purposely withholding it?
Yeah, the only one that he says is beneficial is the other one, because my dimension door's an item cast.
It does
It's an
still
enhanced
work,
item.
though.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, you totally ruined my plans for later, but alright.
That's
All
not.
right.
Hey, that's on you. You're trying to steal his items.
I'm not.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that
not
is
gonna
not
steal
how- no.
items.
You can put it into the ring, and the next long rest, you'll
Spell.
still get it back.
Yeah, but what if I need it before that long rest?
Holy smokes, this guy.
In town. I will say, like, Demira
Apparently, this town
will
is dangerous.
You
will
don't know what he's been doing this
specifically-
entire time. He might be dimensioning door in and out of his place. He doesn't get seen.
I'm
If
just saying,
you-
you had to roll survival for the flowers.
But yeah, you might dimension door into like a volcano.
Oh,
I will say, since Demira saw you use it and it is something on her mind, she will ask you specifically about how you did that one. If you still want to keep it secret, that's totally up to you, but she will specifically ask about that one.
Oh, that is just a personal item that I use. That I keep close to me.
I'm not gonna steal it.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, the apprehension.
And Lumi, are there any spells that you want to keep secret or anything?
Lumi will explain that she has the ones on her lyre that she's not sure would be able to transfer, but she's not going to keep anything secret from Demira or from the rest of the party when it comes up to them.
A
Okay.
blessing on this party.
Yes.
Look, Lumi has Wall of Fire and Wall of Wind on her lyre. She's just
Amazing.
like, I don't want to have to show off that I have them until it's necessary, okay?
Okay, and then, well, I guess I will not ask Velkorin to cast Dimension Door onto my ring because I apparently am not allowed that one.
Nope.
But Demira will ask Lumi to cast a couple of Featherfall onto the ring if possible. Oh, Lumi has
I
Dimension.
dimension.
Oh, right. Okay, then I would like to borrow one Dimension Door and one Featherfall, please.
You may have a dimension door and a
Featherfall.
featherfall.
Thank you. You're my favorite. Okay, so that takes care of pretty much everything I wanted to get done. Thank you for giving me the time.
Goodness.
We'll go on to Mr. Grumpy Pants then.
Yeah.
What is Velkorin taking care of the last 2 weeks here?
Sending out letters. Same thing I have been doing. I literally said there's nothing else he's been doing. He's
You
been
were
gone
training
for...
with Vivra.
Yeah, okay.
Are you not
Nothing
doing
of
that
importance.
anymore? You no. Wow. Get
Uh,
I veto Velkorin's time.
Damn.
because he's been gone for how long, right? So he needs to get these letters out. Like, it's gonna be well over a month worth of information he has to get in and out. So
say that your condition has not really improved. Been inside the whole time.
no, I'd go outside. Like, I have to, like, I've been gone for how long? So that's why it takes so long to get these notes out, because you got to go out and pretend to be social.
You have gone outside.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be just like I'm locked up in a room writing letters. Like, it's like, no, you have to
All right, then I can elaborate better. So,
Mr. Scrooge.
you have to walk out and actually play the part of, the citizen that he is before he goes back and does what he needs to do.
and elaborate. We're just being a neat and hiding in your room all the time.
No, I answered that last time too. I said he walks outside.
Since you have been outside, you would notice that it seems every time you are out in the sun, your condition seems to improve. Which is ironic because, like, but most of them are girls, so it doesn't hurt. So, something for you to keep a note of that, so he has that knowledge.
The sun makes me feel good.
Your arm, I was gonna say, at this point, your arm would have mostly healed as much as a burn can heal. But it's still like the residual pain.
Trime.
That is good to know.
But yeah, the biggest takeaway is you noticed that anytime you were out in the sun, it's when you started to feel some relief from what you were feeling. That's the exhaustion and just weariness that you were having. But other than that, yes, Lumi, what are you doing?
Lumi answered already with her overview. She's not doing anything important, unfortunately.
Specific stuff now then?
Yeah, I was saying not just the overview of just, yeah, I guess specific stuff can go in that now. So your next 2 weeks, what are you doing for plan? Or if you certain day that you're doing something, go for that too.
Would you like to have our conversation now?
Yeah, we can do the Vivra Lumi conversation.
Sure. You want me to start?
Set the stage, my antisocial friend.
Oh, good. Okay. The stage is set. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna go all bard. I'm not that one. So,
yeah,
for what?
Yeah, he's the bard.
I know, that was the joke. Thank you. We were meeting early afternoons. We would generally play, but I do feel like unless Lumi starts a conversation, the first day for sure would mostly be like Vivra just like, hey, okay, what are we playing? Am I learning the song from you or what?
The first day, Lumi definitely just teaches her one of the more basic songs that she knows, just to get a feel for how much Vivra actually knows about her instrument. It's
Okay.
the second day that they meet up that she actually asks about Okoku.
Oh, on the first day I got a 14 performance on my roll. That's great. So that's not bad. She kind of knows her instrument. Okay. But you said day 2. Hang on, let me go to our messages. So what was the question exactly? It was just...
So how do you know Okoku? How long have you known her?
Uh, I've known her for a few years. Before I was sent to be with the group, it was around 3 years, I think? Something like that. Why? How do you know Okoku?
Oh, I don't. I've just recently met everyone here, actually. It just
Oh.
seemed like you and her were very close, so I was just curious.
Noah, that's the reason you were asking?
Well, yes, if you know that someone is close with another person and you're going to be spending time with at least one of those people, you typically want to know about their relations. I mean, it's like wanting to know if you and any of the other party members are particularly close friends or
Huh.
what kind of family you have.
I mean, party members are fine. I had family. I mean, everyone has family, so that's obvious. What about your family? She's kind of like fidgeting, like, how much do I talk about right now?
Oh, I have an older brother and a younger sister, and both of my parents are involved as merchants themselves. I was the strange one in my family in that I picked up music a lot faster and a lot easier than I did a quote-unquote real trade. And she sounds just a little bit bitter about that fact. Only a tiny bit. It's fine.
Oh. I mean, my family were farmhands, but I preferred to go to school and learn to do other things. I had 3 older brothers. And parents. I guess I was the odd one out too.
You were their little sister. I bet that they tended to favor you, didn't they? My little sister is the favorite in our family.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I was favored by my parents, but my brothers were definitely protective. Had to fight to have my own friend group for a while. But they meant well. And honestly, looking back, I probably should have listened to them more. But that's, you know, it's the past. Doesn't matter.
Well,
yeah, I
the
mean,
past is who makes us who we are today, so it does. But I'm not going to pry. I promise. That would be rude.
it's fine. You did say you wanted to learn about the people you're going to travel with, so it makes sense to ask questions, I guess.
You said that you went to school rather than just having aspirations to be a farmhand. Is that how you ended up meeting Okoku? Was through your schooling?
No, definitely not. Because the schooling was back in the Twilight realm, and Okoku's out here. So, no, that's not how I met her. And she's kind of like, she keeps looking away when she's talking about that. I kind of fell through a portal.
Oh, that must have been startling and scary.
Yeah, the portal was interesting. And what's your passive insight?
Passive insight is an 18.
Oh no. Okay, where's my deception? Hang on. Okay, so you can absolutely tell that she's keeping large chunks of the story out. Like, and she keeps pausing as if she's like trying to be very selective with what she tells you right now. Because I got an 11, so you're 5 above that. So just with your passive, you're like, oh, she's being very evasive with that question.
It's all right. I'm not going to pry about your personal life. It's your personal life. I just would like to get to know you a little bit better, you know? At least so that it's not awkward when we're traveling together. I wouldn't want to put that upon anyone.
Yeah, I guess. How would not knowing about my past make it awkward?
Pressing about your past would make it awkward.
Oh. I guess. I don't know. The kind of awkward right now. But
Sorry. Have
No.
you always been a druid then? Was this something that you learned, or was this
Okoku taught me.
Ah.
I wasn't aware that I had the ability until I ran into Okoku. So if I hadn't fallen through the portal, I wouldn't have met her. So I guess there is one good thing that came of that.
Well, there are always silver linings. It's sometimes just very difficult to find them. I'm glad that she seemed to be yours.
Yeah. Me too. What about... I mean, you probably have a lot of friends, right?
I certainly have at least one very good friend, and several acquaintances. I make friends wherever I go, or at least I pretend that they're friends. I make people comfortable so that I can learn a few things. Gossip is good in certain places and helps you know where you can get a good sell.
I'm not good at pretending to be a friend. I don't make a lot of friends.
Genuine relationships are the better ones, I assure you.
Right, I didn't hear. You said genuine relationships are the what?
Genuine relationships are the better ones, I assure you.
Yeah, if you can tell which ones are genuine.
That is sometimes a difficult thing to do.
Well, how do you tell? Since you seem to have a lot of superficial ones, as you say.
I tend to not give a lot of information to those that I consider to be acquaintances. Conversations like this I wouldn't have with strangers that I met in an inn. I would much rather save them for people that I will be spending a lot of time around.
Assume that these conversations won't be part of your gossip.
Correct.
Right. Well, okay. Do you have any more questions then?
I do, actually. If you were going to school and you had ambitions beyond being a farmhand, what had you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh, that's an easy one. I was going to school to be a teacher.
I think that you would have made a lovely teacher, Vivra.
You just met me.
And I'm very good at reading people.
Okay. I don't know. It must be it must be great to have a talent like that.
It has its uses. It's very difficult to trick me very easily.
Well, if you're right about that, then you'll be fine in the group, I suppose. Not that never mind.
That is a concerning statement. However, in the interest of not asking strange questions that I don't need the answer to yet, I'm going to allow it to slide. Let's play, shall
Oh
we?
no. Yes, please. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodness me. Are we gonna do someone else and come back, run through the questions real quick, or... Yeah, Lumi's like, I'm gonna let that one go. Vivra in her head's like, I shouldn't have said that. That
I
was not the
shouldn't have
thing
done
to
that."
say. That was... Should not have said that.
Should-
Oh, goodness. Fluffy, come here. Distraction!
Wolf, fox, whatever.
Wait.
I can do one of the other questions if
You want to do one other real quick, and then we'll
Yeah.
see if the others want to say stuff?
yeah, I can do one more.
I just didn't want to fill the whole time, so let's, yeah, go for it. So this is another day, probably.
Yep, this is a new day.
Vivra has had her social battery is gone, needs to recharge.
How about what's the last surprising thing that you learned about yourself?
What do you mean?
Well, one of the last surprising things that I learned about myself is that I don't particularly like being on my own. Coming out here without any of my coworkers and without any traveling companions was not the most fun thing I've ever done. I used to think that I enjoyed being alone, but turns out I just like the quiet.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting you to say that. So, the more you talk about, like, being alone and stuff, the more Vivra kind of just stares at you, and she kind of pauses and looks to the side towards a butterfly or a creature that's kind of running around, and she sort of absentmindedly says, I don't know if I just learned that, but I feel like saying the same thing also... I don't know. There are times when being alone is fine, but... Man, there are other times it really sucks, I guess. Can that be my answer?
You know what? I think that is an excellent answer. sometimes it takes hearing it out loud to realize that that is the way that you have felt.
I don't know. Coming from me, it feels like a cheap answer because I don't know. It's sort of always like. She kind of thinks for a little bit. I was alone when Okoku found me, and I mean, that was a huge relief then. And at first I hated being in this group. But I don't know. It's better now.
It certainly seems like an adjustment period has to be had with your particular team.
You seem to adjust pretty easily, so I don't know.
Well, that's a skill that I had to learn over time. I wasn't always this friendly.
Kidding.
It's something that can be taught, but it can be exhausting, so you have to be willing to put in the effort. And sometimes it is not worth it. Truly, it is not worth it sometimes.
Well, I mean... It seems like it's not worth it most of the time.
Well, then you can be friendly and personable with the people that you care about. And while I'm with your party, I'll deal with the rest.
How would that even work?
I can deal with the strangers and the shopkeepers and people that you do not wish to socialize with. And you can hide behind me. I know that I'm short, but...
Vivra! the 6'8" Twili glances at herself and back at the 5'2" Lumi. It's like, I don't know. Oh, you're 5 foot. That's right. Even smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Akari's the...
Lumi's
yeah,
5 foot little ass dancing up
yeah.
at strangers like, don't look
Like,
at Vivra.
excuse you. Vivra said no. No
Yeah,
pickles on
no
Vivra's
pickles.
sandwiches. And
Did somebody say pickles?
Get out of here. Go back to being grumpy.
But I like pickles.
Oh my goodness. Now Vivra kind of like shakes her head, waves a hand, and goes, I appreciate it, but you're also not entirely wrong that it requires the energy and effort to not be stuck alone or whatever. Oh no. I can never tell when people are being fake, and I hypocritically don't like that because I've been fake before. Her brow furrows.
Everyone is entitled to be a little hypocritical at times. It just... This is where the Nibby brain has switched off and she's forgotten where she was going with her sentence. Please give her a moment to reboot.
Rebooting. Powering down.
Everyone's entitled to be a little hypocritical at times. what really matters is that you recognize it and that you are willing to put forth some effort to change it in yourself. We can't make other people not be fake, but we can offer our genuine selves to those around us that we care about. And that's the important thing, I think.
I guess I'm still figuring that out. But you're right. I can try. Did you want to talk about something else?
I don't think today.
No.
I think that you need a break to recharge. How about we do a question a day? You can think of one for me and I will think of one for you.
I can't guarantee that my question won't just be responding to yours or repeating it back.
That's all right. Those are completely valid questions too.
Okay. Sure, we can do that. So, what song am I learning today? And they'll kind of fade out as Lumi teaches her something else.
The other person who's been quiet, Sky, what is Akari doing?
Listen, unfortunately, Akari ain't really got anything to trigger anything besides her normal routine right now. Besides just kind of exploring, but I don't think she'll go too far outside of the town or forest just yet. Unless something kind of prompted or gave her an idea or inspiration to.
We'll say one of your days that you were playing with the children, playing your hide and seek, which at this point it is like a massive, a small army is hunting for you now at this point of about 30 different people of varying, where fairies, Koroks, Kokiri, Deku Scrubs, pretty much everybody's gotten involved as the month has gone on, because it kind of has turned into a daily routine for everybody to do, so, which has helped you kind of, accentuate your skills, test them. And I would say there was one day that you were hiding from everybody, and you think you're in a good spot to be not found, and then from above you feel a tap on your head.
She will look up to see who tapped her on the head.
The face of somebody you do recognize, who is large. Ah! This is why I need to reset the window multiple times.
Front and center!
Yeah, pretty much. You recognize, obviously, she looks a bit different, and at this point she has changed her outfit to match more of a Kokiri, but it is Naomi, the girl who you helped escape from the, your situation. Both of your situation. She just kind of smiles and laughs a bit, waves at you that she caught you, and she's like, you never were good at keeping your back not exposed, were you?
Akari would jump up and kind of back up out of a bit of a shock, but then let out a small laugh. Yeah, sometimes when you don't expect it, it's just hard to not really be prepared for it. Something I need to get better at.
Flips back down off the tree that she was hanging in down in front of you, and you can see she's wearing a maid's outfit still, but it's more of like it's been adjusted to have more of the greens of the Kokiri colors and such, so essentially a Kokiri style maid outfit. Out of the behind the tree that you also were near in, you see Ganon Corgi who comes around the corner and jumps into your arms immediately too, since
Ganon the corgi.
Ganon the Corgi immediately
Akari would
jumps into
catch
your
him.
arms.
Akari would catch him and give him some pets and everything. And then she'll kind of look at Naomi and say, I'm actually surprised. I wasn't sure if you were still in the village, since supposedly me and the traveling group have been gone for a year? 2 years?
You're pushing about 2 years at this point. Pretty close.
Honestly, I thought you may have found somewhere else to kind of start living instead of the woods here.
I thought about it, but yep, just enjoying the nature here, and it was safe here. Ganon can't complain either, so not that he has a choice. Looks at his head, and it just gives the half the exhale of disapproving. But it's safe here, and it's nice. So excited to stay around. But I figured you would be back again someday.
With all that in mind, that definitely makes sense. It's not a bad place, a lot of place to move around, which I'm actually surprised you're able to move and hang from the tree so easily.
Oh, there's not much for a maid to really do in the forest, so I decided to just kind of entertain the children for the most part. And as I've noticed you have been doing for the last few weeks, they're pretty good at finding people in the forests. So pick up a few things after you've been messing around with them for about a year.
I can see that. Definitely helping me make sure I don't get rusty at moving and hiding. In case I need those skills again. Never know when you might need them.
Gotta always watch your back. You think you're in a hiding spot.
That is very true.
But so yes, the easiest question is what have you been up to for these last year? Been gone for a while.
She lets out a little sigh trying to think about it.
Okay.
On this
Apparently all
side,
these non-important characters can remember Wither, so
Amazing, so good.
I rolled another one. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
And Naomi remembers her
Mine's
too.
like steel traps.
while it's been a year for most, it's only been not even a year, maybe a month or so, few months.
You guys, it's been about a month now
Yeah, there we
in
go.
real. Maybe back. But either way.
So she'll say it's been a little over a month, so not much has changed there. So it's kind of hard to really describe everything.
Kind of taken aback by your response. Been a month for you? How does that work? What do you mean?
I had the same question. It doesn't make sense. I guess at some point somehow we fell out of the time or something, which normally I'm used to being ready for whatever with my raising, but this one's a bit odd still. But all I can do is just kind of adapt and adjust.
Oh, you guys had a new party member too, and then your old friend isn't with you anymore. What happened to her?
Yes, the one that was hooded Wither, she unfortunately has passed on, to say the least, from events. If anything, I'm a bit surprised you remember her. Not to doubt your memory or anything.
And to see her expression subtly shift a bit when you say that she's passed on. He goes, "Oh, mentioned a dead person." Always potentially awkward. Like, oh, sorry to hear that she's gone.
It is indeed one of the few times that a death kind of felt different.
What happened to her?
That's also something that's a little hard to explain.
It's uncomfortable. I don't mean to pry here.
Something I can try to explain over tea sometimes.
Even better, chance for me to practice my tea. I've been using the Deku leaves here to make something, and I think I've gotten a pretty good brew with it. My opinion, it's pretty.
That's good to hear. I'm sure you're able to brew good tea with the leaves. Probably a lot of variety around here.
Surprisingly, not as much as you would expect. There's Deku leaves everywhere, but I'm trying to find anything else besides that's the struggle.
That's a fair point.
You wouldn't expect the actually the silent princesses, the petals, are surprisingly sweet.
Well, sound like good ones if they're nice and sweet.
The makes it a more of a natural sweet. But oh, I just wanted to thank you again for helping get out of that.
Of course. Considering the situation, if I just didn't, I fear it would have been a lot worse considering everything there.
Yeah.
Especially if she got involved.
Yeah, sure. We both know what would have happened if we got caught. Or at least me. Well, you probably might have gotten away with it, but
He kind of looks down, saying, I doubt it. But what matters is we're both out currently, and that you're still safe here. I'm not sure if they're still looking since a year passed, but I am gonna find out and keep a lookout with it.
kept up much with it. I pretty much haven't left the forest since I got here. Just because I don't really know what will happen if I go out, so I feel like it's better to be safe until something happens until I guess feel otherwise. Right. Not why this would die, but
That's completely understandable.
yes, good to see you again. Be around and definitely join me for tea sometime if you would like.
I'll be sure to definitely do that next time in town.
Nods, gives a curtsy with her shirt, her maid's outfit, dress skirt thing. Nice to see you again.
Akari lets go of Ganon and does a similar with a wave goodbye.
And does the morph at you. Great, trots off. Porgy butt jiggling. Walks away.
Not the jiggling cheeks.
Oh my goodness.
Which at that point you get caught by about 12 different Kokiri who all tackle you because you exposed yourself.
She is just buried by the Kokiris now.
There she is! Get her!
we'll say that took up the first of the 2 weeks there. On the end of the third week, later in the evening, Vivra, at some point in the evening.
May I add
What?
something quickly?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Just by just by coincidence, the night before Vivra leaves is when Demira leaves a little silent princess there for Vivra. Demira's gonna start like passing out all of the flowers, so coincidentally, the night before Vivra leaves is the night Demira leaves it there.
Is this the day before, or this is the day before then, Zom?
Yeah,
That you were
the day
about to
before
do?
you were.
I thought so.
Okay, then
Yeah.
it would be this night. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I didn't miss my chance.
No, I get it.
The other, as I was thinking, there he is. Boop. Whenever you hear a knock on the
Oh no.
wall where you're staying, I guess, because I don't remember where you guys were all.
I don't know where she's staying.
I don't remember where you guys were all staying, but either way, you're saying you're in some hut or whatever.
Yeah.
You just hear Eli call out, and Vivra, are you in here?
Yes. As she starts walking to the door.
Peeks out to the door and pulls out of his bag, and he's got 2 letters for you, and he says, "One's from your boyfriend, one's from somebody I don't know. Here you go."
Don't have to. She snatches them. Thank you.
No
Is there
problem.
anything else?
Nope, that's it. Just had to tease you a bit. See ya. Walks away.
He squints at him before closing the door.
The first letter is very obviously from Sidon, responding to one of your letters, and then the other one, the return address is from Lon Lon, which you can probably assume is a letter from.
Yeah.
Then you
Me.
put that on screen if you want.
I suppose for the audience, right?
Want
I
Sidon
didn't-
or do you want Niche?
Let's do Sidon first.
Boop.
Fancy. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Alright, I have to click out. Are you showing it on the stream as well, or am I just reading it this time? You working on it? I'll wait. I'll wait till I see it pop up. I have like a 3-second delay for my stream, so. For the viewers who want to follow along, or if you're simply listening, please hold for a moment.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Mobile viewers, good luck.
Yeah.
Make it bigger.
All right.
Still
don't
good
have
luck
to.
though.
You don't
Okay,
have to.
You don't have to. I'm gonna read it aloud. I'm going to. Okay. Dearest Vivra, I am so relieved to hear that you are all safe. It's so kind of you to extend your congratulations to Prince Mikau,
Yep.
I assume? Okay. We are having a banquet tonight. I will let him know that many people are wishing him well. For unfortunate reasons, it is not safe for me to reveal many more details with you like this, but we may speak more about the event in person. Though I will be quite busy, I will do my best to find time to speak with such brave adventurers as yourselves. That being said, please do not worry yourself over formalities and decorum. Your group played an invaluable role in helping me solve the issue in Concord, and as such, you've been invited as esteemed friends. I imagine there are many others who would be eager to request your aid, and I may do so again. Worry not for now, but please be more careful on the road. There may be some who wish to interfere with the coronation, and any involved with its preparations. Fair tides to you. Sidon. How sweet. Very cute.
And the other one.
Okay. Oh, there it is. That is freaking cute.
From Nisha, the little orphan girl that you talked with in Lanlan and taught a little bit of broodcraft.
Yeah. I love the little erasing stuff. That's so cute. Hi, Miss Laku and Fluffy. Thank you for the spell. Mr. Benin or Benin? Is it Benin?
Benin,
Mr.
yeah.
Benin helped me understand some words in it. We have lots more books now, but they're not magic books. I practice a little sometimes, and my friend Gail thinks it's cool. It sounds like you are doing really important stuff. Is it dangerous? I hope you visit again someday. What's your favorite spell? Favorite magic spell? A favorite. From Nisha. I like that favorite has no O. It's very cute. Little owl, little squirrel. Look at the little guys. Oh,
No, they're gone.
they're gone. Well, I'm looking. I can look all I want.
You received those 2 letters last for you. We'll say it is the night before you are going to go on your trial.
Yes, my little trip.
Nothing to add on to that. Go to the next part. Eli is gonna go bother Lumi now. Same thing. Eli, who has talked to you a little bit, Lumi, but not a whole lot. You've probably had a few times you've seen him because he's conveniently the mailman that you've seen the most. Seems to deliver everybody's mail. But he knocks on the door outside of there and just says, "Miss Lumi, are you in today?"
Oh, hi. Yes, I'm in. Oh, hello, Eli.
Good to see you again. Just 2 letters for you this time. Looks to be one has a package and the other is just a regular letter.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Eli. And she takes the letters and she goes back over to her little desk.
One of them is obviously fairly embellished, not nearly to the level of a prince, but it's very fancy stationery. Other one not as much so, but still fancy.
She's gonna open the one from her boss first.
Perfect. Green do.
Have to.
I have to.
It's required.
But if the players want to share
That
their
is true.
letters,
If
then
you
they
want
can.
to share, then I will. Otherwise,
Yeah, Lumia's I'm gonna read this one out loud.
okay. And boop. Whoa, bounce. Drink. Alright, go ahead.
Treasured Lumino, as I have entrusted you with a strange group, I am not particularly surprised to hear that strange questions arise. I will ensure that there is time for us to speak privately when you arrive in the Zora domain. I shall include a gift with this letter that will allow you to contact me with ease in such a case that further correspondence is required. Illustriously, Malice. She got a present.
In the small little package that Eli also handed to you, inside there is a fairly, it's about the size of, let's say, I think of how big it is. Something that easy to describe how big it is. Like a
The
nectarine.
palm of your hand?
Yeah, palm of your hand. Nectarine. It's not super big, but it's a jade stone like on the picture here in the letter. The jade stone,
Pretty.
which is a gossip stone. Which effectively acts as a sending stone, so.
Oh my gosh.
probably likely contact or something.
We should
Or-
all work for Malice.
Or if you need to contact
I
him,
don't
you
know
know
about
you
that.
can do
I don't know.
He
Technically,
pays so well, guys. He pays so well. The vacation time is so good.
He's
Because
okay.
it's-
He's okay with lost workers dying as long as his goods come back. It's fine. Work for him, guys.
Got a dark sense.
hey,
of
technically, Akari did work part-time for a bit to get her bag
Yeah.
of holding.
Did.
So
He
she's
worked
a
for like
worker.
2 hours, and they were like, "Yeah, here's a 4,000 gold item. Why
Now
not?"
she did a
Yeah.
couple days. So already that's proof that you get paid well.
You can put in your inventory that you have you can put it in as a sending stone, and if you want to rename it, you can name it to a gossip stone if you would like. But yeah,
So
piece of-
funny.
a small piece of jade, essentially, that you know is, if you put magic into it, you would contact the other person. Because it was from Malice, it likely also has the rune of tracking on it, so we can know where you are if needed. Other from your friend. I'll show this one as well.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
we're gonna
figured.
go ahead and read this one too. This one is so cute.
A friend.
Burned.
Burned.
Boop.
Oh, look at that.
Sorry. Whatever.
To the enchanting Miss Lumi, stretching your wings a bit, and with an adventuring party. I'm almost jealous. You had better tell me now if there are any cute boys. Update me with all of the interesting details. I'm doing well. The inn is doing well. A recent patron was kind enough to hand over a rare tarot card for my collection, after several free drinks. If you happen upon any out there, you know I'm always interested. I can trade you something special for it. I hope to see you at the inn soon. Love you, Junie. Our best friend.
Oh my goodness.
Besties.
Oh man, where are you gonna find one of those tarots? That's gonna be so hard.
God, jeez.
Man, I don't know anyone who has that. No one. No one.
This is when you
has-
find out it's a legendary cursed item.
Yeah, and I've been carrying it the entire time. I mean, I
I'm
haven't
just
been
missing this
because
one.
Yeah. I almost destroyed it with the spell magic.
Oh no. Again. Um,
I'm gonna light it on fire this time. Nobody gets that.
Anything else we want to get through before we move on to the final week?
Alistair said BRB. We gotta stall for time.
I gotta stall for time.
You want to do another question, Lumi?
I can throw out another question for Vivra, and also if anybody wants to have Lumi asking them questions to answer, she has a list.
It's girls'
Amazing.
night. Everyone's there.
Check
Oh,
each
no.
one.
After spending literally every day playing music and stuff, towards the end, Vivra's still a bit awkward, but I don't think she's not gonna be for a while. But each day is a little easier to talk to.
Demira gives Lumi the wisteria flower that she found.
Lumi is obviously going to be pressing that wisteria flower immediately in a book of some sort. It's now her favorite possession.
Oh, so cute. That's I know
And
you're gonna do it
also-
carefully, but I just imagine her going, "Thanks, Demira, smash!"
Immediately into the book.
Smacks it with a big book like a
Yeah.
fly on the wall.
It shall have been forever printed.
Oh, that'll be so cute. And at some point on one of the girls' nights, Demira will be kind of looking at Lumi's braids, and Demira will be like practicing braiding her own hair,
Oh my gosh, cute.
just like looking back, trying to figure out how to do it, and looking back. But she seems to be doing okay. Like maybe she's done it before, but doesn't know it.
Lumi would probably ask her if she wanted to be shown at least once, but she seems to be doing so well on her own just by looking, so she doesn't want to, like, discourage her. She's got a little sister, so she knows how this works.
And Demira would always like help and guidance with things.
As far as a question for the group, this one is going to be, how do you practice self-care? So Lumi would
Uh-oh.
obviously ask
Oh,
this
no.
to Vivra when Vivra is with her on her own. And if
Oh,
Akari and
interesting.
Demira want to answer this
Okay.
question as well during girls' nights,
Well,
she would ask
so-
them too.
So I
The
was
whole
gonna
room goes
say,
silent.
I was gonna say on the last night of the third week, Vivra would, while you guys were having your girls' night, would kind of like, lean in the doorway and say, "Would you guys mind having one more person?"
Absolutely
Please
not.
do.
You can come and join us, Vivra, anytime.
She glances at Akari.
Akari just stares back. Not even like an aggressive, just simple neutral tone. As if she was like in the middle of eating something.
Vivra was waiting for 3 yeses, so if they're just staring,
She
she's
gives
like,
a thumbs up.
okay, sure. And she walks in and finds a seat somewhere. So, knowing that, do you still ask during the music session, or are you asking with everyone?
Let's go with doing it with everyone. That way we can get everybody's answers all at once, and it's a lot more fun this way.
Okay. You ask that, and Vivra looks at the
All
other two.
Everyone.
Everyone like glances at each other.
What's that? Never heard of it.
I go for runs in the morning. It's important to exercise. She's like glancing like yep.
If I am damaged in combat, I regenerate overnight. Demira's taking it very
Self-care.
literally.
Normal sleep is self-care. I mean, it can be, genuinely. What is sleep? I mean, I sleep too, obviously. She doesn't say that.
Akari thinks on the question and then kind of looks and just like, I'm not sure I really understand the question.
Oh god.
So one runs, one sleeps, and one has no idea.
And
What
none of
is
us
self-care?
understood the question.
I make sure to avoid attack best I can.
Lumi is looking at all three of them very concerned.
Like, oh god.
Oh, they're all
Okay.
just
So running qualifies as self-care. You are
oh good.
taking care of yourself in some form of fashion by doing that. What I was looking for was when I am particularly stressed, when I am particularly out of sorts, I like to find a nice tree and outside and in the sun where I can play my lyre or I can read and, just have a nice quiet time or take a bath with nice scented soaps. That's self-care. That's doing something for you that helps with your mental or physical or emotional health.
Expensive And they take a while to make. I mean, not just, I mean, if you can, that's great. I wasn't trying to, never mind.
Lumi very casually adds, buy nice soaps for the group to her list.
Borrow that.
Demira fully
Oh, nice soaps.
thinks that this question only applies to the other two. So at first it took it extremely literally, and then after getting slightly more understanding on it, it was like, ah, yes, people things. Like, not saying that out loud, but just completely like...
I do not do self-care. I am a weapon.
Just thinking like, oh, these are things I can do for the others.
Oh my goodness.
Surprisingly enough, Akari just literally doesn't understand the concept of self-care.
Oh no.
Damn.
You mean care not to get hurt?
Oh no.
Oh, so we
What a question to
from
choose.
from left to right, we've got
This party is
trauma, weapon, and unknowing.
trauma, unknowing, severe trauma.
Yeah.
Lumi
Does
is
it-
both understanding that she is the spoiled rich girl in the group and the most normal person in the group at this point. Jesus.
It's been a long time, but back at home I used to like to sit down with a good book. But that's like, whatever, it's reading.
Reading can qualify as self-care if it's something that you do to reduce your stress or to help yourself feel better. That qualifies.
Akari tilts her head. It's like, how does a book take care of you? Does it help you read one to kind of heal or protect yourself? Self-care is mean taking care of yourself through danger, right?
No.
Akari. Oh no. Oh.
This time Vivra makes a face like, I do at least kind of what self-care is. I mean, I know she knows, but it's like, I don't do that. It's like, oh,
Lumi is
Akari.
about to wrap all of you in a blanket and just be like, no, I have to protect these ladies from now on.
Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, Velkorin's just in his bed alone.
That is Velkorin's
It's gone
choice,
from
and
girls'
we are
night to an-
respecting that.
Ironically, Velkorin probably knows more self-care than all of them.
Right?
Yeah.
It's gone
He went
from,
and took a bath when he was in the desert.
Yeah,
it's gone
except
from
also-
girls' night to an intervention.
Yeah.
Well.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, guys, just enjoy your evening.
Awkwardly.
Enjoy your awkward evening.
They are all getting a demonstration and a lesson on what self-care is. They are learning tonight.
Vivra, like offhandedly, when she thinks Lumi's talking to one of the others, just says, "I was just gonna ask her to tell us a story." With your, you have such a high insight. You probably have a high perception as well. To hear Vivra say that.
I got a 15 in perception passive.
That's not bad. I don't know what I would roll for that, though, to make it like a whisper or whatever. Doesn't matter, got a 3 on the dice. You absolutely hear her.
What hand I get?
She's more than happy to tell the group a story. She'll break off, but first they're learning about self-care. God damn it, they gotta be able to take care of themselves.
Vivra, no, I can do it. Look, I got this book on tragedies.
No.
What? It's a good book.
baby.
It's. I mean, it doesn't have to be everyone's cup of tea, but it's. I like reading. I liked reading. This was one of my favorites.
Okay, fair. Valid. Vivra is the only valid person in the room right now. You got to learn.
She's only valid because she panicked because you were like lessons and things. She's like, no, I can do it. Look, I just don't anymore.
We love a chaotic girls' night.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Vivra in her head, like, oh, why did I come here? This is so panic-inducing. Do I roll for panic attack? Be so bad. Panics in the middle of a girls' night.
Roll wisdom saving throw, I guess.
Oh. Oh, well,
Lumi
she's great at
immediately with a
wisdom.
calm emotions liar, just whoop.
Yep. Well, 8 on the die, but with her saving throw, it's a 16, because that's her good one.
Your panic attack is a 16 good enough?
DM, I defer. I defer. I give up.
Would say you have an inkling that it's starting, so it's probably noticeable to the person who has a passive insight of 18 that you might be getting a little freaked out.
Yeah. So outside is cool.
I'm pretty sure Akari has a higher passive insight too.
Yeah. She's trying to not make it noticeable, but
Also an 18.
well, I got a 16, so that's above your thing. So
Wait, what?
oh wait, I could roll deception. Let's do that. That's a 3 on the dice.
Well,
I always roll low for hiding emotions. I think I rolled high once this entire campaign. In 42 episodes, she's kept it together once.
right? Well, the passive perception people definitely, or passive insight people definitely notice that you might freaking out a little bit.
Vivra, would you like to step outside for a moment and get some air? Would that help?
Yeah.
Lumi just quietly gestures for her to go on ahead and calm herself down. She doesn't know exactly how to calm Vivra down just yet, so, just do your thing, friend.
There's a moment she pauses, kind of glances to the door, turns into a wolf and sprints. Just gone.
This, ladies, is a perfect example of self-care. Please make no.
Demira nods.
Nods, turned into a wolf and start running. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I copy the movements exactly?
Demira was paying
Lumi,
attention,
or...
so she was going to suggest, oh, Vivra, do you want to go for a run? Because that's what Vivra said she does for self-care.
Oh my god.
Didn't need to be prompted, so Demira's just nodding in agreement.
Demira with a small notebook.
Akari observes. She probably doesn't fully understand it, but she is looking and observing.
Akari, so you have to be a wolf to practice self-care.
Vivra, I assume you have your thing for the last evening that you wanted to do?
Well, for the last evening, I believe she was meditating in front of the forest, or did we plan something else? Because the other thing was the next day, I think.
Oh, right. Got it.
Yeah, after she...
Got it. I
that
wanted
thing.
to make sure.
But... yeah. I believe, yeah, she's just kind of... If Okoku approaches or there's something else that happens, then that'll work. Otherwise, we carry on.
Hey. Then Mr. Velkorin.
Is he back?
I'm making sure.
Has been for a
Yeah.
while,
I
yes.
was gonna say I have
Oh.
been.
I know he's been
Oh.
back. I was just making sure that he was not having food in his mouth or anything. Usually you do at about now. At some point in this evening, your arm begins to burn again like it did first time. And in your head, dear, when are you going to feed me?
Just gonna ignore it.
Ignoring me will only make it worse.
And children who don't listen don't get fed.
I can take it other way. At that point, the arm burn a lot heavier. Take 17 points of damage. And feel some of your life essence be pulled from your arm.
Alright, I'll just go outside. I mean, I know it doesn't like being outside. I'll just go outside. I'll just start having conversations with people. Go on a walk.
Fair.
A wolf sprints by. No, I'm kidding.
And immediately runs into you.
I mean, we could roll for it.
Or enforce. Also in that same evening, later on in the evening, Eli knocked on your door.
Well, I'm clearly not home. I have to be outside.
This is the nighttime. It's nighttime. Sun doesn't work in the nighttime.
Yes, it does. How do you think the moon works?
Okay, you can't absorb the sun when the sun's not out.
Well, that's a lie. How do you think
The
lunar
purposes of
energy
this.
and crystals work, huh?
Oh,
How do you think
goodness.
werewolves exist, Dom? The
What's the
Werewolves don't transform in the sunlight.
Think of the transform in the moonlight, which is
Yeah.
just dimmer sunlight.
If that was the case, then you'd think they'd be even scarier werewolves during the day. But no,
No,
they're just
'cause they're-
people.
Because they're pansies. If it's too dark, they're too scared to come out. If it's too bright,
okay.
they don't want to come outside because they're antisocial. It has to be
Oh,
just.
okay.
We call this OCD.
Corn
All
takes
right.
8 points.
So they're dramatic.
They're very dramatic creatures.
Velkorin takes 8 points of psychic damage as his nose starts to bleed because he knows too much.
Oh no. Stop, you're killing yourself. Move on.
The real world is bleeding through.
The real world were real werewolves because this is real life D&D.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Zom.
Guy's gonna go find you then. Where the heck you're hiding. He knows where you are because he has your locator thing.
Everyone's got trackers in them.
Fuck all you. Let him up. Yes. Oh. Sorry.
Right. Just yell, come in.
Come into the outside.
Eli enters and hands you a pile of letters. Basically the responses to what you've been sending out, and holds his hand out to take the next pile that you're gonna he's assuming you're gonna hand. Gonna ask so what's going on with this mysterious force you seem to be investigating now? He seems pretty clueless so far, but seems out of the blue that you have a new enemy.
I wouldn't call it a new enemy.
Well, he opens up the letter and says, investigation on this new enemy. That's what you specifically said in the letter. So,
Oh my gosh, he got
Been
receipts.
reading your mail.
well, one of them was addressed to him, probably.
Probably. Like I said, we just need more information on it. If there's no information to be given, then we have nothing to share, now do we?
We're concerned on where this came from. What brought this investigation?
The Deku Tree.
What did it tell you?
They sent me out, or he asked me to go out and take care of a corruption. And in that time, there was a unique entity that we fought, and if it keeps corrupting and expanding, we need to know what it is.
That is kind of what's going on with all this, which you point to your arm.
For the most part, yes. I have this part under control for now, but there's no way this is all of it.
How's that doing there? It healing?
I don't think it's going to heal. I think it's just something I'm going to have to live with for now until we figure out exactly what we can to prevent this from spreading, or just if there's more of it around the world to begin with.
You can decide, oh, I'm gonna be busy again. I liked it better when you were dead.
Trust
Rolls
me. So did I.
sarcastically rolls his eyes and says, alright, well, I assume you got more for me.
I'm gonna take off my glove, and I'm going to have him look at it. This stays between us, as I show to him. This is what you're researching. Exactly. And I'm gonna show him the scale.
That doesn't look healthy.
Well, if you're gonna judge me, put my glove back on. Fine.
I mean,
I'm gonna go back in my cave where I eat my 10 freaking bags of Call of Duty Doritos and my Halo Mountain Dew.
oh. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
No, we need to figure out what it is and how many there are. If more people get this and they are not as stubborn as I am, it may cause more issues than it is essentially worth.
Effect negative. I mean, obviously, it probably hurts like a son of a bitch, but outside of that, just elaborate on what you mean.
It has the ability to corrupt anything it touches. So if somebody of lower will touches it, now it can move.
Takes a couple steps back from you. Got it. Don't touch.
I'm glad you understand you're a weak-willed individual, but that's not why you were here in the first place.
Holy smokes.
He deserved that though, a little.
Fair. I just wasn't expecting.
He's been on his worst behavior lately.
True.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Aw,
this is why we need to research it. Because
he was-
imagine it when somebody who cannot stop it, where I'm going to show them like where it's only so far up my arm,
Yeah,
and
it
it
goes up
hits
your
their entire body.
shoulders.
Yeah. Imagine what it can do with an entire body.
Whereas you just cut it off.
I can't really shoot a bow with one arm.
You got teeth.
I'll remember this.
Got feet.
I don't know when this will come in handy, but this is the only note I've taken this entire campaign, by the way.
Use
I have a
teeth.
Google Doc of notes.
The heck?
If lose arm, use teeth. Oh, it'll work
No,
still.
no, no. If I have to replace my arm with somebody else's arm, that's what it is.
Oh,
Oh
Because
my
he's got
gosh.
teeth. He can do whatever he needs with those teeth.
Holy smokes.
damn. Yes, on to the next topic. You want me to round anybody up for the coronation?
Anybody who is here, we need to make sure. Anybody close enough to get here in time should probably be here. If they can't get in, at least watching in the shadows. We need to make sure this goes off without issue.
We'll see what I can do. Pretty much everybody's pretty far away. Violet might be about the only one who might be able to make it outside of Okoku, but retired, I guess? I don't know. She says she's retired, but doesn't look
She
retired.
also, yeah, she's been retired since I've met her, so
That's true. Alright, that could do. Anything else you want me to relay while I'm out and about?
nothing currently. Oh, look into more information about that new bird fellow that's with us. She seems too happy.
Not allowed.
She's nice. Unlike the rest of your party, it seems.
That's just it.
Just
I
merch.
feel like if she hangs out with him a little too much, she might take some bad tendencies. So if we know what she likes, we can make sure she doesn't fall into and just like motions to like stabbing somebody, like murder.
He just laughs because you realize she's just a merchant. Right?
You realize there's trained assassins with me at all times.
Point taken. Alright, I'll poke around. No,
That's literally Lumi's current best friend is a trained assassin.
I was gonna say just one.
And
just
a
one
weapon.
trained assassin.
And
And, yeah, and a weapon.
A nice weapon.
A friendly blade.
The problem isn't that she's too nice. The problem is that they will corrupt her.
Yeah.
Sheepers.
Yeah, she's too innocent. Is essentially
Oh,
what he's
she's
getting
the
at.
okay. I'm not in this scene. I gotta be quiet.
You're not too innocent. You murdered somebody.
Couple times.
How dare you?
Yeah, a few times actually. Pretty sure you're kill. If we go back through all the episodes, I'm pretty sure you have one of the highest. kill
Four.
counts.
4 people.
You know how high that is? 2 people in this party have 0.
What? Wait, because they're new? Because
Yeah.
they're new? No, yo. What's
Loophole.
Velkorin's skill count? What's
It's the math.
Velkorin?
Don't matter. It's a math.
What's Akari's? What's Velkorin's and Akari's? The 2 people who have been here the longest with Vivra. What are their kill counts?
Akari
Vivra's
probably has more.
gotten. Vivra's gotten 4 people. 4. That's 1 a month.
Damn.
I have a comment, but I don't want to get stabbed.
Oh, okay. You keep your
late.
secrets.
Hila just says, alright, you're the boss. See what I can find. Wanders out of your room, leaves you alone. Yeah, so looping back. So the final night, I guess, while Vivra was out on her run, Demira had entered her room and put the Silent Princess on her pillow. left it there for her. Supposed to mention that, unless that was the next morning. I can't remember what I said now.
Vivra
It's
finds it the next
over.
morning.
Yes, so it's while Vivra's sleeping.
Well, flip it around.
Fluffy looks at Demira and then pretends to be asleep again.
Demira will pet Fluffy if it's allowed.
Fluffy will allow it. You'll get a little small tail wag. Then the morning comes.
The morning comes, and Vivra, you are getting ready for your big event. You can go first, since you.
Are we going through it again, or are we jumping to forward? Because this right now, this is in the secret episode, so we can jump to.
Fine. We'll jump forward to something. Too.
Okay.
Because you have the stuff with Fluffy that you wanted to do. So.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna skip to, is the Fluffy part. In the early morning, as the sun starts to, show over the horizon, a little gray fox walks through the village with a destination in mind. Does Okoku go with Fluffy, or does she go off and do her own thing? Because Fluffy's just gonna follow the orders that he was given.
Okoku probably goes off and does her thing.
Okay.
After leaving you with the Guardian.
So in the early morning, there is scratching at Velkorin's front door. A little noise. Oh.
I'm just gonna.
If it's ignored, then Fluffy's gonna be a little cheeky, jump into his pocket dimension and out the other side of the door.
Well, I was going to look through the window to see what it was. You didn't let me fucking respond.
Okay. It's Fluffy. It's a little gray fox, and it has a letter in its mouth.
Feel like this is from Vivra. I'm gonna dimension door.
Yeah. Okay. Don't even open
behind the fox.
It turns around and sits, and goes.
I'll just take the letter out of its mouth.
Okay. Zom, you said you were sending that to him. Velkorin, would you like me to read the letter?
Go for it, because I have not been sent a letter until this exact moment.
Well, I was gonna wait for it to show up on screen anyway, so I was giving you the option while we waited for Mr.
You fucking scribbled
DM
shit out again?
Baby, what? Don't worry about it. Okay, for the listeners who are not looking, there is a simple parchment with the fourth paragraph scribbled all over, almost as if this letter was written in sort of a rush and wasn't able to be rewritten. Excuse me, sorry. Dear Velkorin, I suppose it must be funny receiving a letter from me when I could have simply told this to you before I left. Truth be told, I didn't want you to have an opportunity to try to stop me. And I suppose I felt like a bit of a hypocrite, and still do, for reprimanding you for doing the very thing I am now tasked to do. I didn't want to hear your quips and remarks right before leaving. If you still feel so pressed, you can nag me when I return. As you must have guessed by this point, I will be walking into the Lost Woods. Unlike the other times we have traversed together, I'm going to allow it to take hold of my mind. I do know that the Forest Guardian will be guiding me to a trial, but I don't know what will happen. Not really. I also don't know how long it will take, which is why I'm letting you know now. I don't want you to worry. Even if I fail, I'm sure the Guardian can bring me back to Okoku. I will be fine. But if I take too long, I don't want you to wait for me. Regardless of the outcome, you and the others still have a job to do, and I am certain that even without me, you will be okay. Please do not wait for me. The next paragraph is scribbled out. Just be safe. Do what's best for the group. Vivra Lakru.
I'm gonna assume she's already gone by the time I receive this letter.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, Fluffy stays seated in front of you.
All right. You want some breakfast? I'm gonna open my door. I'd like the fox in.
It trots into the house.
Cute.
Very nice fox.
I just imagine like them sitting at the table and like the fox having like a booster seat at the other end of the table where it's just like bacon in front of him.
If you give the fox a seat at the table, it will sit at the table. Fluffy will enjoy a very probably more lavish meal than it normally eats.
I think last time we were all at my house, I cooked for everybody too. Every time we've been at my house, I've cooked.
Except for recently, Demira has been cooking a lot.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you're not
true.
staying at my house.
Where am I staying then?
Right?
You kicked me
Apparently
out?
with the
I said I
girls.
was staying at your house.
Oh yeah, then you're staying with my house.
I was
So-
not. I was not invited to stay at
Yeah,
Lumi's
so,
house.
okay, the picture has changed. The picture is me sitting there eating with the fox, as Demira is also just sitting there like, I'm a weapon. I don't need to eat food.
Fluffy sits in Demira's lap because Demira gives him pets. So ridiculous.
Demira's just like handing Velkorin any of the purple flowers that she found, except not the muddle bud. So I think that was I got the lilacs and wisteria. Those ones are both. I only had one wisteria. That one was for Lumi. So Demira hands him a bundle of lilac flowers.
I'm gonna be real honest. Velkorin knows what these are for. I do not. I don't remember. It's been so long.
If you want, I can send it to you, but it's more just that they're purple and they smell nice, which is all the information Demira had for him.
Oh right, yeah, my favorite flower. That's right. Okay. I will take them and I will make a little arrangement on the table.
Cute.
He does care, baby.
I think it maybe has a bit of a pitying tone.
That's still kind of caring.
Goodness. Fluffy huffs in approval with a little nod.
With that, Vivra has gone off to her trial for the week. Anybody else have any specific things they want to go through during the final week before we all start to leave for the coronation?
During the last week?
Yes.
Just continuing what I was doing before, I think. But if you'll let me maybe make some potions with the herbalism kit and the extra stuff I found, then I'll attempt that.
Again,
Or
what
poisons, I guess, because I have the muddle bud, which is confusion effect, so I could possibly make a poison out of that.
the muddle bud itself, you would know that not
You
necessarily
chuck
use.
it at someone.
Yeah, it's more of a throw it at somebody thing, how to make it into a potion.
Okay.
For the muddle bud, at
the
least.
Silent Princess one was a stealth bonus if mixed into a potion, so I had a few of those.
Okay.
I gave Vivra the original one I got, so the bundle that I found recently, I still have all of those.
mixing anything else.
Does the herbalism guide suggest that I should?
Not necessarily. Kind of just tells what each individually does, whether or not they can be mixed or not.
Well, I think that's all I have at the time anyway, so it'll be just purely Silent Princess and whatever else I need to mix with it to make the potion, such as water or oils or whatever.
There. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll have you roll a tinkering check for the medicine or the herbalism kit.
Okay, so it's whatever I roll plus my proficiency, but do I add any other modifiers to herbalism?
Let's do next.
I don't think the herbalism kit specified any skills, so I'm not sure. It sounds like a wisdom thing to me, but it didn't mention any specific ones as far as I remember.
Let's add your. So yeah, it's your D20 roll plus your bonus.
Okay, and I will guide myself if it's allowed. Oh god, I can't roll well tonight. I rolled an 8 and a 1, so that's 12 total. At least it's above 10 total.
I will say it's not a. For your first attempt at making the potion, you're not quite sure if you succeeded or not, but you have a potion of stealth, as far as you know.
Demira doesn't really keep an inventory, so it'll just give the stealth potion to Velkorin since he's right there anyways.
Does this look like an actual stealth potion?
No. I mean, she did her best with what she could do, but it definitely looks very, without making this sound really rude, amateurish.
Wow.
You rolled a 12.
When I threw Swift Violets into a tea, it gave us all a magical benefit,
Yeah.
but me actually making a potion properly, it's like, nah, garbage.
There's a different. There is a complete difference. You're
You're
actually
rusty.
attempting to make
It's
a
been a while.
potion on this one. That one we were just adding something to it. It's simple. Above table, you'll get a +2 stealth when you
Okay.
for the day.
Nice.
So it's not
For
as
the
garbage as
day?
you made it sound. That
Just
sounds
for-
good.
That's actually really good. If
Yeah,
it's a
for an
full
entire
day.
day, that's not bad.
He's
Well,
like,
imagine
yeah,
what would
it
happen
kind
if
of
you did
sucks.
better.
It just gives you a daily +2.
Oh, fine.
That's-
It's only an hour instead then.
No!
No!
We've overspoken.
I deserved it.
Give you a bonus to plus your stealth for an hour now.
I do feel like that's more fair. A full day from one tea.
Well, then not tea. This is the
The
potion.
tea potion.
But it
It's
does
tea.
take up one of your magic bottles. Remember that. These
Do
kind
I
of
have
goes-
any?
You should have had to.
Okay, well then I don't think I had any, but
Actually, no, yeah, that's right. You didn't have any because you were a weapon.
yeah.
So you would have had
But
to use one
if
of
it's-
your
if
party
it's
members if they
starter
wanted.
gear. If it's starter gear, we could just say that Velkorin had one extra around the house.
Sure. Go with
Just stealing shit from the house.
Or it in one of his
And I haven't
Why
lived
do
in
you-
for 18 months.
Why do you hate me today? We're a team.
I don't. He's been real sassy.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't care. Like you just use whatever you want on the house. At this point, it's your house too.
He's just like, you're a thief, and I don't trust you. Get out of here.
Dimension door who? No. What, you want to use a container that I spent a copper piece on? Get out of here.
Yeah. Well, see, when it comes to the dimension door thing, she straight up lives with him, so like she would know that literally he looks up the window, sees
I
she's in
do
the
not
way,
know
and teleports
above
out.
table.
Well, now she knows.
Now
that
she
literally,
knows, and
literally looks to see
she
if that
has
old
no
lady, like
hard
any
feelings.
any of the people that he doesn't like is there, and he poofs out.
Demira has learned that Velkorin needs his hours and doesn't want to talk to people and keeps
Doesn't
a
like-
lot of secrets.
And
so...
doesn't like being hugged.
and doesn't like being hugged.
No, the hugs are just really random.
Really random. The guy who
Random.
thought his brother was dead for a year and a half all of a sudden shows up alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's weird.
that's super weird.
Yeah. An argument
Weird
could be
if you
made
don't
for
enjoy
Vivra,
seeing
but
me again after
Frederick,
years.
goodness.
So yeah, Demira doesn't have a ton else to do except for the ordinary stuff it's been doing, such as training and whatever.
We'll say one of the days you are training by yourself. Okoku actually approaches you. Bree, put my picture up. And the thing again.
Pretty lady.
Yes.
So, Cabs.
Touches DM life.
Too many NPCs. Gotta get rid of them.
That's not the
Oh, no.
problem. That's not the problem. It's my.
time.
It's all of my sources that I have to dig through.
Oh.
To the screen. You can set it up. While you're training, Okoku approaches you and just is watching your form and everything, just observing you. Not trying to interrupt you at the moment,
Demira
but it's very obvious that you can see that she's watching you now. She's not making.
Demira's self-conscious immediately.
So you're a weapon steward.
Yes.
Never met one of your kind.
I haven't met many people at all. Demira does a deep, curtsy bow.
Well, you don't need none of that formal stuff with me. Call me Okoku. You don't need to do the extra formal stuff around with me. I'm just an old lady who likes to get into trouble.
Oh, you sell yourself short.
But I just wanted to admire your form for a while, and if you'll allow me, actually, I was kind of curious if you would spar with me.
Oh. Of course. How so?
Anyway, you would normally fight with a person. Have you never sparred before?
Oh, well, yes. I have been with the Forest Guardian. But I haven't fought people yet.
Well, I guess this is a perfect opportunity then.
Demira looks a little bit nervous.
Don't worry about hurting me. He kind of gets in the battle stance.
Demira is not looking totally prepared, but will try to at least keep up with what Okoku's initiating.
Goku's essentially just getting a read on your abilities. He is definitely more experienced than you are. So shows you a different. I mean, it's a little obviously a little different. She's using the spear in one hand, and you're using that halberd. So quite similar but different at the same time. For the most part, she just kind of helps you train, and obviously your initial nervousness is eventually you kind of get over it because you don't have enough time to think with how fast she is attacking you.
Yeah.
And just kind of continues her her tough love, as Vivra would definitely understand how the training works with her, where she does not hold back at all. If you're training, you're training. Oh.
This is very different for Demira because usually when fighting, Demira's fighting in a way that is prioritizing protecting someone else or like getting in the way to protect someone else or something. So just fighting with nobody to protect, Demira's like not really sure what its goal is aside from because like it doesn't have a desire to like win the fight. It's usually prioritizing protecting someone or fighting for someone else. So fighting for itself is strange.
Save for the most part. She kind of gives you a few tips on just how to use your halberd a little more efficiently, and essentially she's trying to teach you on how to defend yourself. She immediately picks up on that. What you basically just said is if you don't have someone to protect, you're kind of lost. So she takes advantage of that, of your essentially thinking too much, and definitely is easily able to get the upper hand on you a few times. But
during the fight, Demira will like whenever Demira gets hit or whatever and they talk about it or something, like Demira will also explain that to Okoku that it doesn't really know how to fight for itself.
best to learn while you can. Not always going to be protecting someone, but you'll need to protect yourself. When you're by yourself, you can only rely on yourself.
I bait and switch with myself. No, I'm joking. I trade places
so
with
you
myself.
step back 5 feet, and then step forward 5 feet.
And gain AC.
But yeah, for the most part, just that day, you just wanted to experience what it was like fighting against the weapon spirit, trying to gauge your abilities and indirectly trying to figure out what you are and what you're thinking.
Thank you. This was useful training for me.
You know, where just as training is always good, and training against new people is the best way to learn. Thank you as well for humoring me.
Of course. It was my honor.
And a smirk. It's very obvious that you're kind of uncomfortable or don't know how to react, and she's like, well...
Demira's like looking at the floor, poking fingers together, like fidgeting.
She's like, if you ever want to train again, you can always ask me. Or if you want to join Vivra, I guess, when we do our training, feel free.
Thank
She
you.
might
That's
not
very
like
kind.
it, but I don't really care.
Demira smiles a little bit.
She'll get over it. Gives this soft smile as she goes off on to do whatever she wants to do. Hard to get through. I guess, Akari, what are you doing for your final week? Are you doing anything extra, or just same old, same old?
I guess the question is, when it comes to outfits and stuff for the coronation, would that be after these weeks
That'll
before they
be,
get there? Or?
yeah, that'll be when you guys get to.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, she's just doing her same old, same old.
Yep.
She does go around and maybe. Actually, no. I don't. Yeah, she's just doing her same old right now.
Perfect. That works. So yeah, you're praying with the children basically again. That's your bulk of the time that you spend is playing with the kids or hanging out with the girls. Kind of become a routine for all of you, I guess now. At least the three of you.
It doesn't have to be roleplayed, but definitely at some point, like after a day or so, Demira would have asked, like, where's Vivra? Like, clearly Vivra's missing, and
oh, she's gone. No, it's fine. Who? Oh,
so
Who's that?
Demira would definitely ask about it at some point.
Akari would have just assumed she was doing her own thing, honestly.
Damn.
The first day that Vivra didn't show up to play, Lumi would have been like, oh, she's probably busy. The second day, she would probably ask Akari and Demira later, just, hey, have you seen Vivra?
It's my hide and seek now.
Yeah. Demira will, if Demira has information from, like, if Velkorin told any of us, then Demira would pass on the information. And if Velkorin didn't tell us, Demira would just say, it doesn't know.
Velkorin, would you pass the information on?
What was the information?
Oh my god!
About where
Vivra is.
Yeah, I'll let people know.
Oh, good. One less
Okay,
secret.
Yeah, I mean, I figured like
that
at
on.
that point, everybody would be able to read the letter. I'll just let everybody who can read the letter.
We can all
Pass
read
the
now.
letter around.
Yep.
Why?
I would cut the part off where you can. It's unreadable. I would cut it. You know that thing where you line it up on the table and you rub it so you can get a perfect like cut on the bottom.
Yeah.
Just the bottom half gets cut off, and they're like, "Oh, wow, this is a weird length paper." Yeah. So you guys know where Vivra disappeared to, at least this time. You know that she's doing a trial. The fort. Probably concerning, but
Yeah, Demira would.
Can't stop her now.
But yes, yeah, it's too late.
What's the point?
they had one of the mid-afternoons for you, Lumi. You are working on your papers as you always do, and the gossip stone starts to light up a bright green light.
Lumi picks up her little gossip stone, and I don't know how this works. I'm assuming that Lumi knows how this works. So.
You assume that you just need to push your magic into it, and it activates.
Excellent, perfect. So Lumi answers her gossip stone. Malice, is that you?
Yes, it is, Lumi. Are you all right? I just wanted to check in with you.
I am doing well. This group is quite a group. The girls are quite nice. I've not spent much time with Velkorin, but he seems to keep mostly to himself.
Yeah, they definitely gave off a bit of an odd vibe when I met them, but it is what it is. They treating you well, at least.
We are getting along quite fine. As I said, the girls, they come over in the evenings, and I've gotten to spend a bit of time with them. We seem to be hitting it off quite nicely, despite some reservations, I think.
Well, the goal said one of them had a rune. Is that the letter?
Yes, the one, Demira. She has... It's not a rune that I recognize, but it looks very similar to some of ours. When you come, do you think that you might take a look?
I would love to, obviously. If it is similar to our work, then possible somebody might be trying to copy ours. I want to know if anybody is stealing our work.
That would be quite foolish of them.
Right. I just wanted to check in with you to make sure you were doing all right. You were treated. Everything seemed to be in order. You will be leaving soon.
All of our preparations seem to be completely on time, and I do believe that we will be leaving at the end of the week, I think. Oh gosh, time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Sure. Well, I will see you when you get here then.
We'll see you soon. Thank you for checking in with me, Master.
Sure. Always, as always, if you need me, you can use the stone. If anything comes up, let me know.
Of course, as always. Goodbye.
The jade stopped flowing. You can assume is the hang up code or whatever. Hang the stone up.
The jade goes beep boop.
Dial-up tone.
And I assume, Lumi, you're just kind of maintaining the status quo for the rest of the week then. Unless you have anything extra you want to.
Got nothing extra. She's just got to find something to fill her time without Vivra around now, which is going to still be playing music.
Same thing for you, Velkorin. You're just still doing your own.
Yeah, I mean, logically, I figured him having to keep up like appearances and making sure to talk to everybody and be around people and make sure people who think he was dead actually have that time to communicate since he grew up here essentially, and also work. He's not going to really have much time to do anything else after missing 18 months of work.
He has to catch up a lot.
Yeah, like it's
Fluffy
been
follows.
a month. Like
A month.
like essentially think of like half a month of time. That time is spent working. Or when you've missed, a year and a half worth of work, that's still he's still
Yeah.
probably not even close to being done with getting all the information he needs and sending out reports and that kind of stuff.
Does he forget to eat at any point?
No, he literally has a chef now. Like
Oh, well, fair.
Demira.
He has a maid now.
I just imagine he'd be fucking
Butler.
or he'd be he'd be working and then and as he's working, I forgot to do
About
this.
that time.
Whoa.
The swear words. Like he'd be working, and then just randomly there'd be a plate of food sliding across the table and pushing the
Yeah.
paperwork out of his way. Like, I get it. I'll eat.
I'll work later.
Occasionally, now and then, Demira will also check on the arm if Velkorin's okay with it. It'll try doing like a bless spell or healing spells now and then, but obviously it's not what's needed to help, but it just checks in once in a while.
That's fine.
Take Fluffy out of the room.
Is Fluffy living with us now?
Yes, Fluffy has not left your side for the entire week.
I have a butler and a dog now.
That's what I was gonna say. If you missed a meal, Fluffy was gonna go in the kitchen, grab an apple, and put it on top of your papers. Or if Demira is cooking, then Fluffy like headbutts your leg to let you know the meal is ready in the kitchen.
All right. Well, I mean, that
is
works.
being taken care of. And forced to take care of himself. Good job.
No more passing out in the desert.
He just needed a bath and a nap.
Sometimes that's what you need.
So we'll stay at the end of the week, the last day before you guys are supposed to head out. You're kind of anxiously waiting on Vivra at this point because you didn't know how long it was going to take for her to get through this trial. You haven't seen the Forest Guardian either. As far as you knew, the Forest Guardian was helping with that for the most part. As far as except for Demira, you're probably the only one that did
Yeah.
go into the forest still just to hang out with the Forest Guardian. But either way. But yeah. It is early in the evening that Vivra does finally come out of the forest. Alone this time instead of that. But she's obviously wearing a new attire this time.
I'm alone?
Yeah, you came out alone, remember?
Well, you said I walked towards the Forest Guardian.
Oh,
and
right,
that's
you
where
came
we
to the
ended
Forest
it.
Guardian at the end.
Yeah.
Alright, never mind.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
I forgot about that part. Never mind. I'll walk out with
Yeah.
the Forest Guardian and you are in.
I was like, if he told me go ahead, then I guess I would, but...
She is in a new attire. She's no longer wearing the Zora armor anymore. Wearing these robes that are red and leather. Show a picture now, too, so everybody can see it. Well, yeah, I was about to say, you're there, so you can't be like, no, I don't want to show it, so too bad.
I nobody look at me. I've had some character growth. I'm
We
shy.
don't have official art of the update yet, so
Yeah.
we'll just show.
We
Not
got some
gotten the
temporary
official
stuff,
art
though.
yet, but this
And we'll have
reference
to
for the
use
outfit.
imagination.
But, yeah. There is the brown leather straps. I think they were leather, is what you said. And then it's basically red and brown is the accents. You guys can see that her eye that was missing there's a new eye there. It's a different eye than her natural eye though. So it is a fox's eye. Looks orange. I can see you guys test.
It is orange.
Instead of the displacer cloak that she had on her shoulders, been replaced to shawl. Or shawl, cape, whatever.
It's still a cape.
Cloak, cape,
Cloak,
something.
cape, cloak, whatever, been replaced, and then
It still does the displacer cloak
The-
thing, I'm guessing at least, though, right?
yes,
Mhm.
it's
It's flavor.
re-flavored, basically. Oh,
Okay, cause if you
And
left it in the
when-
woods, about to snatch it.
you got your spearhead and your wolf thing on the chain. I
Yes.
didn't notice.
Yeah, no, I asked Jaxi to add those. I was like,
like
get these. And when she blinks with both eyes now. That's been repaired as well.
Oh, renewed. But yeah, so that is her new appearance now, and once we get our art of that updated, we'll update that on there. So, just wanted to show off the reference for now, so that'll show up later. With that,
And also, the horns were not there.
her horns are gone.
Forgot. Yeah, she's barefoot again too.
Freedom!
Freedom. Yeah.
So yeah,
I almost thought the horns not being there was part of the growth, and I was like, huh.
Yes, kind of.
Yeah, that's fine.
Retta wants to
Yeah.
explain it or describe
If anyone
Go for
it. Should I just explain it?
yeah, we'll say the Guardian leads you
For the
back
audience, at least.
to town.
Visually,
Okay.
you don't have to. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have to explain the why. Just explain.
Yeah.
So she has. Were the braids there or no?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, her horns are fully
Back
gone.
up for you, so it's easy.
Thank you. And the hair is filled out in that area, so she still has the bangs and whatnot. On Vivra's right side, she has braids going back that are tied into a sort of side ponytail there, as her hair has grown out a bit. And secured to the ponytail is a silent princess. She still has the scars on her face. The fox eye did not repair that part of her, but she was gifted with a new eye, essentially. And she has an earring chained as well as part of the outfit. Is that good?
Good enough. Fancy.
Yay! Yeah.
Fancy. Like I said, we'll eventually get that updated and title the new stuff. So, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sorry. You guys all probably gather with each other to figure out the plan with Frederick. He kind of gives you the basic rundown that the four of you, the girls, are going to be the vanguard, essentially, while Velkorin's will be the rear guard, since he's the sniper, essentially. And the most ranged out of most of them compared to them. Lumi will play support for the girls, and the other three will be the vanguards for the traveling caravan. We are close to.
I do.
You want to do one thing first, okay?
I would like to do.
Do
one
your thing first, and then we'll finish up. I got that Badoop from Jaxi, and I went, "Oh, you wanted to do a thing? Okay,
Oh.
do your thing."
Yeah. Okay. So once they've kind of settled, Vivra's had a bit to, like, I guess not rest. We haven't rested yet. But at least,
This is the night before you guys.
Okay, so it's the same day that she's exited or whatever.
Yes.
That they gather.
You came out at
have the meeting.
in the evening before it was night. Everybody was gathering to tell what the plan is for tomorrow.
Okay. All right, so we just kind of went straight into that then. Okay, so Vivra would be kind of quietly listening, sort of just ruminating in her own thoughts, letting herself, calm down a bit since she just went through a whole thing. As the meeting is sort of finishing up, Velkorin hears in his head, "We need to talk."
Okay. I can't remember if I can respond to this back.
You
telepathically or not.
You cannot.
I was gonna say it's just okay. He's just gonna sit there and go, I don't know, like sure.
You would probably prefer not around the others.
Still can't respond, so like,
She said that out loud if you respond out loud.
I'll just nod.
Okay. So then they'll go and she'll kind of take a breath and say, "I know I just got back, but this feels important to me and I've held off long enough. You need to tell Demira the truth. You need to show her the letter. I have a bad feeling that if you don't, it just won't be good."
Well, that is not a decision just for me to make. That will be a decision all three of us can vote on.
All three? No, she deserves to know. You keeping this from her isn't keeping her as safe as I think you think it is. And if you don't tell her, I will.
I was just going to say, go right ahead. And he's going to walk away.
Vivra will be kind of taken aback and will pause before shaking her head and going to Demira. Or finding Demira wherever they are.
I assume Demira's somewhere nearby.
This is
And
still
maybe
during the
at
meeting,
first.
right?
Are we like packing or just talking?
This
I
would
don't know.
probably been after you guys had essentially the general discussion of what the plan was tomorrow. Essentially, you guys had a quick meeting with Frederick and the group just to know what's going on, and then you guys are free to do whatever remaining preparations he needed before the next day.
Demira's the muscle, so I assume it's helping pack things, like getting the carts ready to go. And used to seeing Vivra in blue, so doesn't immediately notice Vivra, but then does like a double take, like, wait a minute. And notices you.
Like-
And looks at you with like a mix of concern and relief.
Hey, Demira, can I talk to you?
Of course. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Bit of a headache, but a rest will do me good for that. I need to tell you something, okay? And it might not be a big deal, but I feel like it's better if you know. We weren't really telling you the truth when we said we didn't know where you came from at all. We still don't know a lot. We found a letter when we found you. Velkorin has it. I don't know if he'll show it to you. Probably if you ask. You were being delivered to someone. But from the look and sound of the letter, there's someone that I don't have a good feeling about.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't really have a reason at this point because all we have is the letter and I couldn't read the signature.
Were there any names? Only illegible signature?
Was there a name on it, Zom? I can't remember. Like a from or
There were 2 symbols, but
where are
no
the
names.
letters?
There were no name. There was no name.
Okay.
There was no real information on it.
Yeah. There wasn't anything real that we could glean off of it as far as names go. But we know that you were meant for someone else.
But
Whether
you
or
have
not
a bad
that's part of
feeling about them?
I don't know why. I just I don't I don't want you, running off to try to find someone don't know anything about. And if we find out who they are and they're okay, then I guess that's your decision ultimately. It shouldn't. I shouldn't have kept this information from you.
Okay. Thank you for telling me now.
You're welcome. I don't know if it's any help,
Well,
but it's something.
the Forest Guardian had some information about weapon spirits. So maybe this adds more context.
Maybe. What did they say about it?
Oh, Demira
You don't
looks-
have to. You don't have to tell me. That's your decision. I don't need to know, really.
Thank you, Vivra. That's very sweet. We could talk about it later. You need to rest for now.
I'll be fine.
Does Vivra look fine?
Physically,
Has Vivra gotten any of her HP back?
I believe physically she looks okay now, but I don't believe she's gotten her HP back. Is that correct, Zom?
Yes.
Okay, she's bloodied.
Could I do a medicine check to get a vibe on if Vivra's healthy or not, or needs HP? Since it's not super visually apparent.
Yeah, I mean, for her, she'd be having a pretty bad headache right now.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. She's like, I have a headache, but I can rest.
Yeah, you can roll a medicine or.
Okay.
And if
Oh,
Vivra,
finally, a good roll.
if you're trying to hide it, Vivra, you can roll a deception.
Let's see.
Otherwise, let her.
Medicine check is 22.
Nice. I got a 15. So I don't think that beats your stuff.
So Demira will just use some healing spells. They're low level, especially compared to what Vivra has. But
True, Vibra hasn't
Demira.
done it because she literally got in. They're like, "We've got a meeting," and she's like, "I gotta talk to
Yeah.
Velkorin." That's okay. You know what? I don't know why I didn't heal myself. She kind of offhandedly says as you help her.
And so they both just heal her together.
Yeah, she has more than enough to heal herself.
Yeah.
So, but this time she does not rebuff Demira's help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, with that, I think that's a good spot where we can end off. Get to the next
Before-
part. What?
Before you end,
Before? Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
whoa.
Guy's got something. Oh shit.
with the
Oh wait,
whole,
there's more.
it's just with the, it's just a small thing. With the whole Vivra thing, Akari would actually approach her at some point when they're like all, together, just before anything, just
Girls' night.
kind of acts. Where did the, and she does like a hand motion towards the top of her head as if signifying where your horns
Oh.
used to be.
I let them go. They were something that I guess I can tell you. They were something I forced when I was first learning Druidcraft to try and be what I wasn't. And I'm trying to actually be who I should be now, so they went away.
So your body was able to have a transformation of sorts due to your thoughts or feelings.
Well, yeah. I guess in a way. I connect to nature to do so.
That's pretty interesting.
That's
Not
right.
everybody
You
can do
don't-
that.
You don't really do magic too much, do you?
No, I don't have any magic to really speak of. Just very minor things you could say.
Have you ever thought about trying to learn more?
Not something I was really raised to concern of. Mine is finding ways to counteract it. Maybe in the future.
Okay. Well, if you figure out that you can, maybe I can teach you a thing or two.
The main thing I know about magic is when somebody uses it, the best thing is to go for the throat.
I don't know, you
I was
know.
about to say, you can't tell if that's sarcasm or not.
Yeah, that's why she's like, I don't,
Not that I would do that to anybody here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Maybe I won't teach you.
The new
Not,
look is
no
nice.
offense. Thanks. Some foxes stole my cloak and then replaced it. She says it like
Interesting.
that, but she kind of like smirks a little bit towards the forest for a moment.
She nods. That's interesting. Must be some. Well, the woods do have many interesting things in them.
And when the nature gives a gift, it would be unwise to not accept it.
That's true. Nature can be scary. So they say.
Or powerful. I guess both can be true at the same time. Regardless.
Indeed, power can strike fear.
relief, protection. You know, it's more than just fear. But
That is true.
I can understand why you might be afraid of it. I'm tired. Yeah, after a short pause, she
Demira
just says that.
prepares a spot for you to lay down in the cart while packing stuff up.
Oh, you didn't. Hi. Okay. Thank you.
Focus on rest before the trip.
Fluffy
Is what Akari was
immediately
saying.
curls up on the spot. And she's like, Fluffy, you have your own room. And Fluffy kind of like squints at her and then like does the little dog shimmy before jumping into a pocket dimension. Hmm.
Is that it? At all?
I think.
You good?
Yeah,
You
that's
good?
everything. Yeah,
All right. Oh,
you're
that.
just gonna make the mention of the horns.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't want to. I didn't want to interrupt, so I want to make sure it was good. But yeah, I think that is a good point for us to end off with the month of rest and preparation that the parties have. They all have new feats as well. I didn't mention that yet. Everybody earned a bonus feat that they were training on or working towards while they were doing this month of preparation and rest. Starting the next session, they'll have access to those. And we'll get back to that. Next session, Velkorin will be not here, but we're gonna still try to do it, and that should be on the 18th. Because Mr. Birthday Boy can't play D&D on his birthday. Parents had him.
Yeah, I'm going out to a really nice restaurant. What do you want from me?
It's fair. That's fine. But yeah, so Velkorin will be absent for the next session, but everybody else will be here, hopefully. Unless they can't, in which then we'll just probably cancel if somebody else has to be gone. But yeah, so our party will be on their way to Lake Hylia, to the land of the Zora, for the coronation. See how everything plays out there soon. So yeah. Thank you all so much for coming again, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.